Well, welcome back at 8:30 this Tuesday morning. Well, for many high school seniors, it's a year of lasts.
But in many cases, it's also the year of firsts, including applying to colleges for the very first time. And joining us live to help us understand and navigate some of the overwhelming processes that can be involved with the college admissions process is Erica Matthews Jackson, the Senior Director of Undergrad Admissions at Wayne State University. Erica, thank you so much for your time this morning. This is a very overwhelming process. And before we jump into the particulars, what is your advice to any high school senior jumping into this?
Good morning. Great to be with you. My advice is to get assistance from your high school counselors, from your teachers, from people in your family who may have gone to college before, that this process can be overwhelming, but just to take it step by step.
Yeah, what is your best advice when you would suggest to students when they're starting out, maybe applying to universities?
The first thing that I would do is create a list of the schools and colleges that you're interested in. Make sure that they have the majors and programs that you would like to study, and then put together at least 3 schools. So a school that's your reach school, a school that you feel confident that you're going to get into, and then a safety school, which is like your backup plan. And also, affordability, I know, is really important for students and families. So, as you're putting together the list of schools that you want to go to, make sure that they fit the budget that you have and that your family has. And also make sure that you're looking into all scholarship opportunities, and make sure that beginning October 1st, you complete the FAFSA, which is the free application for financial student aid, which will help you navigate that process as well.
Yeah, okay, so that was actually leading right into my next question. Let's kind of break down FAFSA, because I know that is always that big looming cloud over the college admissions process. You got to get that filled out. If you don't mind explaining, what is that? Can you talk about the breakdown of what families need to know about that in this school year, and how that applies to their journey in the college admissions process?
Absolutely. So FAFSA, as I mentioned, is the free application for federal student aid. And so families can go to financialaid.gov and find the form to complete. And you need your tax return from 2 years ago. So the upcoming school year, right now we're in 25-26, so you would need your 2023 taxes. And they've made the form a little bit easier, and they've lessened the number of questions that you have. You need to make sure that you have a parent or guardian, someone who claims you as a dependent, to help you complete the information that you need about your financial income for your family. And once you complete that, that form gets sent to the schools and universities that you're applying to. And then, based on a formula that the federal government has provided, they're able to let you know how much money you're going to receive from that university or institution to help you pay for your tuition. They'll also let you know if you're eligible for any federal financial aid like Pell Grants. And many universities require that students complete that form in order for them to also get merit-based aid, which is based on your grades and your test score if you take a test to get into college.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of things to consider as you fill out that FAFSA, including parents as well. I know they're going to be heavily involved in that.
Oh, absolutely. And can you talk about the importance of these deadlines when it comes to that October 1st deadline with FAFSA, but also deadlines when it comes to submitting your application in the first place, too?
Absolutely. Deadlines are really important, but I will say that as you're putting together your list of colleges that you're going to be applying to, check their websites, contact their admission offices, go for a visit, and they will go over all these important deadlines that you need to know. For example, is there a priority scholarship deadline? Are there early admission or early application deadline programs that you have to have in order to get your application even considered? So I know that it's a lot, but I recommend that students break down for every school that they're applying to what each of those deadlines are. What's the scholarship deadline? What's the application deadline? When do I need to go and schedule a visit? Or are there any special programs that I'm interested in? And is there another application that I have to complete to get into, for example, a business school at that university or a nursing school at that university? So I do know that it can be very overwhelming. But again, if you create your own timelines for each university that you're going to be applying to, that will make it a little bit easier to navigate.
Yeah, and I remember when I was sitting at home and when I was going through this process now more than 10 years ago, filling out with my mom like an Excel spreadsheet of like what school this was, just getting our thoughts organized in terms of cost, in terms of scholarships, FAFSA information, and when is the college visit. And I want to talk about college visits because I think those are really important. That's when you really get to get the character of the school that you're visiting there, and like if you could see yourself there. So my question is what role should parents be playing in that, and what should students specifically be looking for in that? Because I know this is going to be the students' next 4 years. They've kind of got to make some determinations themselves on these visits.
That is a great question. And parents do have a really important role to play. First of all, just helping their students get to the college visit and helping them make the arrangements that they need, and sitting down with them and helping them prepare questions that they can ask when they're there. Like, what is the college atmosphere like? Will I be able to get a job while I'm on campus? How many student organizations do you have? And do you have the student organizations that I'm going to be interested in? And one thing that really matters in terms of going to college and being successful in college is having that sense of belonging. And you really can't get that sense of belonging without visiting. And, even like you said, stepping foot on campus, meeting other students that are going to be your classmates, meeting some of the professors that you might be teaching, and finding out, is it a friendly environment? Do I see other people like me or like-minded that are there? And even if you don't, are you willing to, step outside of your comfort zone and meet other people? Because really that's the beauty of the college experience, is stretching yourself, growing in your own mindset, and learning new things with new people.
Yeah, if your student maybe isn't sure what they want to study yet, of course, it's really important to make sure that atmosphere, the environment is very much so something that fits them, but maybe they don't know what they want to major in. How should that factor into the application process and picking out those 3 top schools?
That is also a great question. And many universities have undecided tracks for students, or we call them exploratory tracks at Wayne State, where for your first about 30 credits, like your first year of college, many times you're taking courses that you're going to need to graduate, like general education courses, but you can also explore different things that you might be interested in. So there are assessments that you can take to figure out maybe what your career aspirations are. And that will help you figure out, okay, here are the majors that are associated with those things. So if you like math, but you don't want to go into, like, maybe you don't want to be pre-med, maybe you want to do finance or accounting, you can figure those things out by taking an assessment to figure that out. But you can also look at each university and figure out what kind of exploratory tracks that they have. And that way you can still apply to the school, you can apply as an undecided major, and then you can take a little bit of extra time to figure that out before you have to wed yourself to just one major. You can also explore minors and concentrations. A lot of schools provide different pathways for students so that they can do the things that they're interested in, and expand their own, growth in that way.
Yeah, Erica, we got about 30 seconds left, and I want to make sure I ask a question about Wayne State. I know that that's where you work and kind of handle the admissions for that school. What does the process look like for you guys, if I can ask?
We have a very streamlined process for students. We have an application. We also accept the common application. Students just need to either know the major that they want or select a exploratory major. We're also part of the Michigan Assured Admission Program. So any senior who has a cumulative 3.0 GPA knows that they're assured admission to Wayne State, and we just need you to complete your application. We are also test optional. So if you don't take the SAT or the ACT test, you can still apply, and we may ask you for a few more things like a personal statement, but it's a very easy and streamlined process. We are dedicated to removing barriers to access to education, and we want to make that process as easy for students and families to navigate. And I also just want to say it's great to be with you. I'm from Grand Rapids, and so this is a full circle moment, and I'm glad to be with you today.
Oh, well, Erica, we appreciate you hopping on here. And yes, hello to everybody here who might be Erica's family in the area. So thank you so much for joining us, Erica. Erica Matthews-Jackson, the Senior Director of Undergrad Admissions at Wayne State. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.